I went to the game last night, Dan, and yes, it's a bit of a humble brag, but it also gave me different perspective. Look, KD was so far and away the best player on the floor. Even LeBron mentioned it really after the game, and I just don't think there's a solution for him. I'm with you. I don't think there'll be a sweep, but Vegas had it as 6.5 games as the over/under, and I said on my show and on Colin's show, I thought that was an easy under bet, and I'm even more confident of it now, just because you tell me outside. You mentioned LeBron, and he's really not comfortable defending for long periods of time out in the perimeter. He's like you said, a great help side guy. For one possession here or there, he'll get out there, but that's not. He's a power forward center now, and KD's playing a lot of point guard. That's just not something he's comfortable doing, and it wears him down. And they have no second option to guard him. Like Richard Jefferson is their next best option. Yep. If this was 10 years ago, that's a really good option, but it's not. And I think that's a huge problem. And I think last night showed why KD, he said all year last year it was going to be a basketball decision, and shows why he understands his game. The difference in last night and in last year is that when he goes by his man, Andre Robertson's guy isn't in the way, or Steven Adams' guy, or whoever, Enes Kanter's guy isn't in the way. He doesn't have non-shooters. And the reason he got those, he just ran right down Broadway and dunked the basketball was Steph Curry's on one side and Klay Thompson's on the other. And Cleveland is trained defensively, run back, sprint back to the shooters because the threes are worth more than two. And now all of a sudden, Kevin Durant, 7 feet tall, going downhill, and nobody stopped the ball. And when they did, it was still too late.
Okay, but what adjustments do you see in Game 2? Because Cleveland is not going to roll over. They have to do something. So what is it we see in Game 2?
Well, the first thing was Cleveland tried to establish Kevin Love in the post early in the game, and he couldn't score on Klay Thompson.
Nope.
And so I kind of think they just go away from that. The other problem is Kyrie got tired. Kyrie was great, but he ran out of gas in the third quarter. He was huffing and puffing, and he was trying to hide defensively. He didn't really want the ball offensively. I mean, I kind of think they're just going to have to get more threes out of JR, get some threes out of Kyle Korver. JR hit one early, but then didn't hit any, and Kyle Korver didn't hit any. I think they're going to have to go to their, Channing Frye's, Kyle Korver's. They're going to have a game or two where they hit a lot of threes to create more space for LeBron. LeBron was fine, but there wasn't a lot of help there, and he was good but not great, and just he scored a lot of points, but they didn't they didn't have the offensive weaponry to keep up with Golden State. I would say that's the biggest adjustment is they're just going to have to get their bench and their shooters to get more involved in the game, because the idea of establishing Kevin Love at times in low post, it just doesn't feel like he has the ability to score on Klay or on Durant or on some of those guys. I mean, remember, Klay Thompson was terrible last night. He was awful, and they won by 20.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what happens when Klay Thompson gets it going.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.